Welcome to the Dance to Heal podcast. I'm your host, Jenny C. Cohen. Join me as I share stories of how life is a dance. I'm a cancer survivor, mother of two, and an award-winning performer who found that mind and body connected movement is vital to healing in a way that is safe and tailored to your life. I created Dance to Heal Wellness featuring the Spotlight Confidence Formula and also authored the best-selling award-winning book, Outside In Recovery, Dancing My Way Back to Myself After Breast Cancer. I will bring new ways to help you on your dance journey and healing path. Are you ready to move? Dance to Heal starts now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dance to Heal. I am so excited about today's guest because I personally have worked with her and she has been phenomenal. I know some of you have already messaged me about the change and shift in my branding is because of Amy's influence. Now, Amy is not just my friend and fellow classmate in some master speaking courses. She's an image innovator dedicated to helping professionals align their appearance with their message and true self. Here's the thing I really want you to pay attention to, okay? Amy's expertise lies in color psychology and personal styling. So she helps you find your elemental color palette and then you can transform your wardrobe with her assistance. Amy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Jenny.
So explain to my audience, because they've seen the change in my color and how I present myself, but explain to someone why that's important for someone to consider the colors and patterns that we're wearing on ourselves.
I think it's important because there's a difference between being seen and being looked at. And when you're wearing, color holds energy, just like everything else. And when you're wearing colors that align with your truest self, and by that I mean who you were born to be, not who the world told you to be, not who trauma molded you to be, but who you were actually born to be, who you are at the core of your being. When you wear colors that are aligned with that, with who you are, as well as with your message, you're sending subconscious energetic messages to the people in front of you that this is who I am, this is my message, I'm not hiding anything. Versus when you're wearing colors that are not aligned with you, it's like you're walking around with your hand in front of your face, like, I really do want to connect with you. We don't do that physically, but energetically with the colors we wear, we do.
I love that. I mean, I'm wearing my shirt that says "Be Seen." I move my hair. So people who are on my audio podcast, if you go to the video one on YouTube, I'm showing a T-shirt that has the words "Be Seen" in bright white against a backdrop, and I love the way you answered that question, Amy, because I was always someone who wanted to be seen and didn't realize the way I was dressing, people were looking at me, and actually it wasn't that they couldn't see me, but my colors and patterns I was wearing was distracting them from seeing me.
Mhm. Exactly. Like, black is a common color that we're told looks great on everyone. It's slimming, it's sophisticated. The whole city of New York wears it, like New York City, blah, blah, blah. And for 15% of people, which Jenny, you're one of them, that's true. Black looks great on you. For the rest of us, it's like we're walking around with an invisible cloak. Um, think about black in this way. Even though you can wear black, doesn't mean you need to because you have all the other colors, but you get to, for the rest of us, it's like we're a floating head. It diminishes who we are, it diminishes our energy. The people who don't want to be seen, think wedding photographers, high-end wait staff, stagehands changing sets between concerts and plays, even burglars. These are people who want to blend into the background, right? And I'm not condoning robbing anybody, but the rest of us are wearing these colors like, hey, look at me, but we're wearing colors that make us blend into the background, except 15% of you. And well, 15% is not a lot. So you do the math, and chances are, if you have not had your colors done, avoid black. But for Jenny, she gets to wear it, and her shirt is perfect for her because that bold black, that bold white with just be seen, so simple, that is memorable. And it's perfect for you and your brand and how you represent yourself.
Absolutely. I love that I can embrace black, and also now I know what shades of red what shades of yellow, what shades of purple, what shades of blue, what shades of green work best for my complexion. And it's really interesting. In my college years, Amy, I had gotten one of those. It was like $50, and you got color analysis and waxing done, and pedicure and manicure. And I remember being told I was a winter, and I never understood what that meant. Audience members, I want you to listen very closely. This is not the standard, oh, you're a summer or a winter or a fall. This goes beyond that. Amy, you asked me for my astrology, and you asked me, we did a hour long interview, folks, where she really got to know who I was, who I thought I needed to be, who I really wanted to be, right? You all of the, I don't even remember. I just remember the interview, plus you sent me things to put up against my face in the sunlight that literally one thing changed how my face looked completely from the other thing that you had me hold up to my face. I still have those pictures. You have to do this, folks. Here's the thing though. Let's say, oh, I can't book a call with Amy right now. What are some colors that are safe for people to wear across the board, Amy?
Absolutely. Well, I would like to address one thing really
Yeah.
quick. This has nothing to do with your zodiac.
Yeah.
So like I know that I asked you a lot of detailed questions to get to know your personality, but if you're because I do type in the elements instead of the seasons, as Jenny said, um, the elements being earth, air, water, and fire, but it's not in conjunction with your zodiac. I'm an earth sign, but I am a fire in the element system. So I'll give you two colors that look great on everyone. Because I'm not going to tell you not to wear black and then not give you something to wear. So eggplant, that deep dark purple, that can be like your quote unquote new black, right? It's still dark. It still gives you that same aesthetic, if you will, but you're not going to be hiding. And another one, if you like bolder and brighter, a true teal, not too blue, not too green, but a true teal. Those two colors, I call them universal colors. That means they look good on everyone. So if you don't know where to start, if you have something really important coming up and you want to really be seen, wear one of those colors.
That's thank you for that advice. I never understood why I was always drawn to deeper shades of purple and drawn to shades of teal. And I just love them, but I wasn't sure if they look good on me. And now you're telling us, oh, everyone has permission to wear those colors, especially people who want black but can't necessarily have it per se.
Yeah.
You know, of course, like if you're going to a funeral and it's standard to wear black, but you can accent it with something teal or accent it with something deep purple.
Absolutely. And the shades are really important. Like you mentioned red. It's funny because people will tell me, oh, I look great in red or I look awful in red. Well, you're both right because there are shades of red, right? So it's finding the right shade of red for you. Red is a power color. It it invokes confidence and charisma. It heightens emotion. It's a color of passion. Um, People in corporate tend to say, oh, wear it like to stand out. So you'll see people, most people at networking events are either in black, and then you have the few wearing red that want to stand out. However, if you're not wearing the right shade of red for you, it's like you're subconsciously screaming at people. So it's important to know what is your red, what is, your shades. Like the very specific shade of teal and purple, the eggplant, those two shades are great for everybody, but then there are shades within that that don't work. Like a muted shade is not good for Jenny. Bold, pure, like think the core of earth colors are what's good for Jenny.
I think it's funny because as being a part of your program, Amy, we're all in a Facebook group and we're all constantly showing pictures. Can I? We get these wonderful templates to measure out the element we are versus the other three. And yes, thank you. So you got to go to the YouTube one because Amy just flashed them on the screen, the templates that we put up against our clothing and try to see which one is matches our own element better than every, and I'm always either air or water thinking, but I'm really earth, right? I don't want to be fire sometimes. And it's never, and we're like, well, you could keep it. I wouldn't recommend it. Can't force you to do anything. It will become, more the outfit wearing you than you wearing the outfit. And I love that distinction, Amy, because it's true. Sometimes I would get the attention more from my outfit than me. And so they would remember the outfit, but not what I spoke about. And I'm kind of like, no, I want you to hear more of my words than how cute that outfit was. It's similar in belly dancing, even when you're performing and you want them to get the story, but all people are saying is like, "Oh, you look so beautiful," and you're like, "But did you understand the story? Why I worked on that song?"
Yeah.
You missed the point, folks.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's a quote that I've been paraphrasing. I need to memorize it. A dressmaker, like a high brand dressmaker that I don't remember exactly which one. They said, I want you to remember the woman and not the dress. And this is someone who gets paid for making high-end dresses because the point is you and your message are what matters, right? Remembering your outfit, that's great for a half a second, but where does your impact, where does your legacy land from that? Because you are so much more than your outfit. Like this is my quote unquote tagline. I say it all the time. So if you ever hear me speak at all, you will hear this probably more than once. You are a masterpiece. You deserve to be framed as such. Your clothes are the frame, but you are the art. You are the beauty. And I believe that should be highlighted. And since it's frowned upon in our society to not wear clothes, they might as well work for you, right?
Yes, unless you would like to go to nudist retreats, which I've heard of. And even in those, if you have a towel that you have to use on the beach, you want to make sure that towel compliments you, folks, all right? Because in a sea of naked bodies, you want to be the one that stands out
For the right reasons,
for the right reasons, you know?
because of congruency.
Exactly, exactly. For me, I still cannot get over, for example, I used to think I liked the animal print stuff. I don't know why I was drawn to it. Maybe a playful side, and it's the antithesis of my element. And I remember holding a piece of fabric. I'm in the bright sunlight, you all. I have not physically changed my position. That fabric looked different. It made my face look different versus the other pattern that was more appropriate for my element. And my whole face lit up like there was a light shining on my face. Even though I hadn't changed, I just changed the scrap. I was wearing a white headband, no makeup, a white robe, and I love that you took screenshots that I could look at and see myself instead of you saying, "Well, I see this." You were proving it to me during the consult,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I think so helpful. Yes, you can do it yourself for sure, and nothing replaces the expertise that you are bringing with you, Amy, from knowing what works and what doesn't for people.
It is amazing how I love seeing the differences and I love when I'm showing the reveal of like why you are this element because I'm not putting you in a box, right? You have a lot of room to play within your element and you have all four elements in you. Your primary element, your core element, that's the one that the colors should align with that you wear. So the animal print, like the leopard print, cheetah print, that's what you were mentioning, those are fire prints. Fire is bold and feisty and kind of like that take charge, no nonsense, very direct person. So when you wanted to channel that, and that's what you thought you needed to be for people to respect you or listen to you or see you, that's how you subconsciously cover that up. But when you totally just go into your own element and you own who you are, that's when magic happens. You can call on your fire whenever you need to, but without wearing the colors, right? And I do love that you pointed that out because when you're wearing the wrong colors, you can actually look sick. You can actually look older. When you're in the right colors, it's like you're walking around with perfect lighting or the most beautiful filter for your face. And I mean, who doesn't want to look their best at all times? Whether you're running to the grocery store or you're speaking on a stage or you're performing, whatever you're doing, be the best you that you can be in that from the inside out.
Oh, I love that. I love that reminder. We have permission to put ourselves first in self care. Really,
Yeah.
truly. I'm giving you permission, audience, okay? Amy's here to help me help you give yourself permission to take care of yourself. If you're taking care of yourself and that's the last thing on your list, you run out of energy to fully make sure you know what you need, right? Because in the past me would never have spent any time or money on this kind of stuff. And I look back on my old pictures, so I was like younger back then. I never looked like I knew what I was doing. It's really interesting. And now I look back and back then I used to think I knew what I was doing, and now compared to my pictures now, especially after my time with you, Amy, I'm not trying to pretend. I just am. in my pictures because I'm clear with my self care. I've had sessions, Amy, where we were just talking about like, you're entitled to do like skincare.
Mhm.
That's not a privilege. That's kind of a right. As a woman, a man, a human being.
Yes, I think okay, so you and I are both moms, so we definitely get this. You're told, take care of you first, you can't pour from an empty cup. We hear these things. But then we're taught simultaneously to put your children, your partner, your job, your career, your clients, you're taught to put everyone else first. And then there's nothing left for you. If we flip that, and to me, it's not being selfish, it's self love. The more you love you, the more you're able to love them. Not only that, but it's so powerful to teach these babies affirmations, right? Um, I have a 25-year-old young lady in my life that is like a daughter to me. Love her dearly. Her 3-year-old daughter is like, I call her my surrogate grandbaby. So I love this baby. She has these beautiful affirmations where she sits in the mirror. I am beautiful. I am intelligent. I am kind, and all the things. And then her mom is in the mirror, like, okay, 10 more pounds, and I should, and she's doing it not realizing she's teaching the baby that. And it clicked for me one day because I remember looking at my mom in the mirror. And then by the time I was a teenager, not even a teenager, I think I was still in elementary school when I started tearing myself apart. And as you grow and your body changes and you don't know what you're doing, and kids can be cruel because we're all self conscious. We all have insecurities about our appearance and we project because we don't know how to handle that and we're not taught that. So it's really contradicting for a child to be taught these beautiful affirmations, but then watch you tear yourself apart. So this self love is for them, but you have to start with you because the more you love on you, the more you teach them to do the same. And so that's, I realized actually my mission. I believe we could actually change and heal a lot in this world within 2 generations by learning true self love and by teaching it in that manner.
I love this reminder. You have to role model for your children. I had I it wasn't my mother's intention, Amy. However, being children of very, very poor families in rural parts of Taiwan, right, where you had to grow your own food or you didn't eat type of things, she's very hard on herself. And my criticizing voice isn't my voice, it's my mother's voice. And I've taken, it's been a lifetime, all right, maybe the last 10 years since my cancer, of rewiring that so it's not in my mother's voice and I only hear my voice. There's an app I have called Thrive Up or something where I recorded my own affirmations and I play that first thing when I wake up in the morning. It costs a little bit of money, it's well worth it, or you could just take a note, your phone note, and record your own voice and make that into like a song on your iTunes playlist that you play as soon as you wake up in the morning, where you're saying things like, I am beautiful, I am deserving, I am worthy. I have like over 130 affirmations that it shuffles through every morning with cool music in the background. I do that because I know the stronger I am in my self care with uh, good, healthy eating habits, taking care of my skin, wearing clothing that I know helps to elevate me. My children who are now in their mid 20s are seeing the new me now, and I can see the changes in them when before I couldn't understand why are they unhappy. I mean, of course, we're all survivors of the pandemic, which I call the panini, folks. We have a reason to be sad with the state of the world, okay? And we also have this inherent birthright to be happy and to put ourselves first so that we can still make changes in the world. I think what you do, Amy, is so powerful. How did you get this direction, this download to do this?
Um, so I went through, I was not living in my element. I had some trauma in my childhood where I started to change the way I behaved, a very toxic relationship with my children's father. And then when we split up, I was in my 30s. I had 2 teenage boys in high school. And I was looking in the mirror one day and I was like, I didn't recognize myself. Like all the dreams that I had as a kid, I had big dreams. They just didn't matter anymore. I didn't have a voice anymore. I didn't even know what I like to eat or drink or do for fun. And I was like, how pathetic is that? So I started beating myself up more because that's, kind. Total sarcasm.
Yeah.
So I started trying different things. So I got on a dating app because that was the first thing, get in a new relationship. Uh, newsflash, that did not help. So I started exploring other things. Like one of the things that I always dreamed of was owning a motorcycle. So I bought one. That was the first thing I really treated myself to. And I still felt guilty because that's money I could have spent on my kids, right? And I didn't buy like a brand new Harley or anything. I bought an expensive sport bike, which was what I wanted. But the point is, I started saying yes to myself in little ways. And then I started writing again. I was a ghostwriter for over 20 years. And I decided one of my dreams has been to be a New York Times bestselling author. Have not made that yet, but I am an international bestselling author on Amazon. So I'll get to the New York Times at some point. But I decided to go ahead and release a novel in my own name because I was supporting everyone else's dreams. I owned a company with my ex, it was his dream. I ran that company, I did everything. It's like all of my history was behind the scenes running other people's companies and uplifting their dreams. So I published my first novel in my own name in January.
Thanks for listening to the Dance to Heal podcast with Jenny C. Cohen. Come back next time to hear stories of inspiring triumph and learn more ways that you can heal yourself. To work with me and continue your journey, visit danceandheal.com. Are you ready to move?